Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 3, The Lost Commanders. Season 2 has been fantastic so far. I love this show, and I'm just excited to keep going with it. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and let's go. Oh, I just wanted to really quickly do a brief question of, I haven't watched any of the Kenobi trailers because I don't want spoilers, I want to go into things blind. So just to double, triple check that that people think it's going to be okay for me to watch that when it comes out. I don't need to wait to watch it after Rebels, after Bad Batch, or anything like that. I kind of am planning on just watching the live action shows as they come, in the same way that, like, I met Ahsoka in Mandalorian before I watched the Clone Wars, though I wasn't necessarily going to, but just, it's gonna be safe, right? But anyway, yes, let's go.
So maybe we don't fight. Commander Sato, sir? When things got tough for me...
We can't help others if we can't help ourselves, Kanan. If only we had more allies.
I know someone who might be able to help us.
Ooh.
A great military commander.
We can find him. Let us try.
Is it who I'm thinking it
There
is?
is one option of... There are questions. Questions that need answering.
So she isn't sure if it's Anakin or not.
You must trust him.
If he's all the things you say, we can't afford not to.
Trust him.
Oof.
What was that?
Oh!
No idea.
My thought is that it's Rex, because he survived with Ahsoka. And obviously to Kanan, seeing a clone would be not good. It would be like, oh my god, that's an enemy, he killed everyone I loved.
Now you tell me the hyperdrive wasn't completely fixed? You finished the important repairs. How did you define important?
What's going on?
Clean up his mess.
Chopper is innocent of all wrongdoing.
Be ready to go by the time you get back.
Chopper has done no wrong in his life, ever. He did the important repairs, and I'm sure they were really important. The only other people I can think of Ahsoka as really trusting would be some of the Mandalorians, but I don't know why they'd be here and hiding. And
Fire this thing up.
There, up ahead.
ooh,
Ezra,
I love it.
be on guard.
Ahsoka said to trust.
Because there's nobody out here.
Know the voice.
Hey, does the number 7567 mean anything to you?
What did you just say?
They're clones.
Kanan, wait! Stop!
Oh, he wants to protect them.
I know, but they weren't the ones that betrayed us.
Yep.
Remember, Wolf. Remember?
Oh.
Kanan,
Because he had to fight to break their conditioning.
Sorry. I fought by her side from the Battle of Christophsis to the Siege of Mandalore. And a friend of hers is a friend of mine.
It's funny because at this point they hadn't made the end of the Clone Wars. I mean, they knew what they wanted to do, but...
Yo, big one. Now we spend our days just telling stories and slinging for Jupers.
This was a wasted trip. You heard the clone.
You could help fight back.
You don't like the Empire, do you?
My days as a soldier are over.
Well...
I understand wanting a
maybe there's
retirement,
one
but
thing
he could
can
help briefly.
We need to...
Why don't you just wait outside and I'll put together a list of coordinates.
Come and help.
Listen, there you can do to help us.
No thanks.
Sure. What can we do?
Ezra.
Out there.
We've received a binary transmission from an old clone unit on Selos.
Oh shit.
That system is removed.
And while the clone's number
Rex would never betray us. I don't even think Rex would have gone with the Empire, would he, after everything that happened? Though I imagine some of this is probably more illuminated in the Bad Batch, but it came out after.
Rex doesn't seem bad at all. Ahsoka said to trust him. You trust her, don't you?
You weren't there.
Ahsoka could have said, Rex, never, I had broke the brainwashing in him, like, he helped me escape, like, so that he'd know to trust
You
Rex.
weren't even born.
He needs to know. Especially if you truly believe the clones are dangerous to him, he needs to know.
At the end of the war, our fellow soldiers. I watched them kill my master. She fought beside them for years, and they gunned her down in a second.
I didn't betray my Jedi. Wolf, Gregor, and I all removed our control chips.
I can get why Kanan would struggle.
For what it's worth,
You have to
I
trust
believe
them.
we can trust Rex.
Ahsoka trusts him, we trust Ahsoka. And I trust Rex, but Kanan doesn't have my years of knowledge. His eyes were closed. Jesus. Well, they're gonna have to come and help us now because their peaceful life is about to end.
Yeah, well, Zeb packs quite a punch.
Oh, I'm sure. Maybe it's about the texture.
Is he planning to feed him?
The hunter. He's the bait.
Oh, it's all the same.
If Seb should know he's the
No,
bait.
it's not.
It's gonna eat you.
Oh, Carabas.
Zeb, run!
Get out of there.
Zeb,
Zeb, no.
I guess this is what they always do. They send someone in as bait, right?
Here's one for you, General.
Don't call me that. I was
Ooh.
never a general.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry, Commander.
No, it's not.
Oh. This is a very elaborate desert fishing.
Hit that line.
Lift me up.
Bless them.
I know. Working on it.
How do they normally do this with 3?
Ezra?
There we go. Jesus! Is Zeb okay? They should have told Zeb what this plan actually was.
Thing tried to eat me. Only fair I get to see how it tastes.
No, we need to leave
Know
quickly.
that, right, Kane?
Or maybe if we leave too quickly, they'll be in danger.
I've learned from a great Jedi too. Kanan.
The best.
All those men died. And for what?
Yep.
I guess what they thought was right.
Ezra is very wise. Oh lord.
I found the binary transmission to the Empire, and there are messages Ahsoka sent to Rex, and he never answered her.
What? I never got any messages
Ooh.
from Commander Tano.
They can't be trusted.
It's not all of them.
Is this true?
We can't live under the fear of the Empire for the rest of our lives.
That's why you have to join the rebellion, Rex.
You're right. I'm sorry.
They're all just traumatized people. Everyone reacts differently.
Gotta make this right.
If they never hear from the probe again, that's also damning. Though it might have got detailed information, I suppose.
Nice shot.
Yeah. It's not gonna help Kanan's trust.
Not going anywhere until I can fix it.
Wait, you mean we're stranded?
Jesus.
And the Empire's on its way.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Good job, Wolf. My 2 a week has got way out of sync with these cliffhangers. It was great to see Rex again and to see that some other clones were able to survive the war and retire. Though obviously none of them survived the war and were like, woo, life is great and mentally stable. They'd all been through untold traumas, not the least of which was turning on people they cared about. And then watching their brothers do the same. And clearly they weren't treated with any degree of respect or honour or like given comfortable retirements, although I suppose they'd have wanted them or felt they deserved them. And you can see someone like Wolf who kind of just wanted to keep his surviving brothers safe. Just wanted to keep them out of the fight, safe. We're here, we have our way of life. I'm protecting these 2 guys, that is it. Whether that's keeping Ahsoka away from Rex, because what if those messages tempted him back to the fight, or whether that's reporting to the Empire. And as much as you know I don't like him for it, you can understand why, given everything they've been through, that level of trauma and just wanting to avoid any risk whatsoever. Rex, of course, would never be behind the betrayal. I hope he does rejoin the team. I think even if he just is more of a general type, he has so much wealth of tactical knowledge, battle expertise, that he would be invaluable to the rebellion, and then somebody else that Ahsoka could talk to about everything, especially with everything with Vader, you know, someone else that knew him, that she could talk to, and that they've been close as well. It's funny to me, because obviously they would have known that roughly what their idea was for the last season of the Clone Wars, but that wasn't made when they made this, so Rex and everything hadn't been done. I'm imagining I'm going to learn a lot more about the clones in the Bad Batch, but that is okay with me, because the Bad Batch came out after Rebels. And Kanan's distrust of them makes so much sense given everything he's been through. I hope he's able to learn to trust Rex at the very least. And the other guy just seems a bit unstable, but not evil. But how can you trust them when someone you once just trusted implicitly turned around and shot everyone you loved? obviously there is more to it than that, and so I hope as things go forward, Kanan tries to trust them, you know, listens to Ahsoka, listens to Rex, looks at the example Rex sets in like how he carries himself and what he does, and realises that maybe he can trust him. But that's a scar that he's carried with him his entire life. It's affected who he is in every way, shape and form that moment. I think hearing Ezra say, Ezra's just so wise, and I think that youthful outlook, that youthful optimism, and that youthful belief is something that Kanan really needs in his life, so I'm so glad they found each other. This was a good episode. I feel like it was more of the prelude to the next one. I don't like the clones for not telling him he was going to be bait. Zeb deserves to know he was going to be bait. But I am stressed for the next episode, but also very excited. And I would like to reiterate, Chopper is blameless, Chopper is perfect. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance. And thank you so much for watching.